Yo, what's Gucci? It's been a minute since we last spoke, and it's been very chaotic on my end, and I'm learning the balance of this whole military lifestyle. And in the past videos, I've always accentuated the fact that balance is a thing, right? But I'm getting better at it, and I think the hard part is I'm one who doesn't say no much to things, and learning that. And that, you know, in a sense, affects the things that I like to do. Kind of like producing videos and vlogs for you guys. Today I have something special for you, and this is what we call a mock deployment, or what we call an exercise. And I participated in an exercise called Ultimate Caduceus, which is the biggest patient movement exercise that the Air Force has to offer. It's a blessing to have been a part of it because you get to see the operational side of the things that happen. I apologize, I don't have much footage. However, I was able to grab a lot of Instagram footage, which I will talk about. And I did get some footage from me vlogging, sort of. So this exercise took place at Travis Air Force Base. The wild thing about this exercise is you meet a lot of great people. On the way to Travis Air Force Base, I kind of already knew a couple people going into the exercise, which makes it amazing because, you know, the camaraderie is there. And little did I know that this team would be the ERPS team. And for those who don't know what ERPS is, it's the receiving end of CCATT. So when you transfer a patient, ERPS will pick up the patient, and then they help with patient movement, and they're the ones who get them to the hospital.
Our range just barely stopped in May.
It's been a while, so let's go ahead and discuss what is happening in the next week and a half-ish. I got tasked to come here as a CCATT nurse. So it's safe to say the base is Travis Air Force Base. Once the exercise is done, this video will come out a couple weeks after. But I was tasked to do CCATT thing. I am staying in another Air Force end, so let's check it out. As soon as you're at the doorway, got your restroom, shower. What's up? Closet. Little area to drink coffee and stuff, and boom, room. Nothing really too special, just actually unpacking. Now from the get-go, we honestly hit the ground running. Day one, they told us that we were going to deploy and start moving patients. Exercise composed of a total of 5 days flying non-stop, and I did a total of 3 flights, and this first flight was actually to Guam. Now on the way to Guam, we ended up going to Hawaii, to which I met up with my cousin, and from there we went to Guam. And that's the beauty of it, is like you get to do all these crazy adventures, and sometimes you never know what's gonna happen on these adventures. Brought to you in part by US tax dollars. This guy, who's that? Who's that guy? That was wild. I never expected to be in Hawaii on exercise day 2. My cousin. Now when I say that you don't know who you're gonna run into, one of my buddies, him and his wife were on vacation at the time, and I got to run into them. And it's funny, we wanted to surprise my friend. I call him Ramirez, which in the military you kind of address each other by last names. I ran into Ramirez and I texted his wife, and his wife said, you know, text a place and we'll surprise him. Now what made this special was he was on deployment, and this was his vacation after deployment, and I have not seen this guy in over 8 months. Actually more than that, I think a year and a half, because I was over on admin for, you know, for the 9 months, and then he had to deploy. So when I saw him, like it was special. The reaction was amazing.
Son of a bitch, no fucking way.
Dude, what the? The crazy part was after meeting him, I had dinner with my old friends, some of my best friends in Hawaii. For those who don't know, I am from Hawaii, so I got to see my old friends and my cousin. And it was funny because the call time was at midnight. I was already pushing it, so by the time I got back to the hotel, it was already 11, and I literally had time to shower and take a 30-minute nap. And I was tired because after that we hit the bus and we were on our way. Now the worst part is about this whole exercise is, if you don't know what a logi is, basically a logi is also known as a logistics officer. The whole time it was a logistical nightmare because you see stuff left and right and sometimes you don't know what your stuff is or where your stuff is. The fact that everyone had different kind of standards that they were using. So in CCATT we have the newest allowance standard, which is the version 6. We got new pumps that we could use in air. But team that I was augmenting only had the version 4, and it was funny because during that flight there was no flushes, so we had to finagle pulling 10 cc's from NS bag to use as a flush. It was like trying to simulate what would happen during wartime, and I think that is probably the most stress I've ever had because I'm one who wants to be ready all the time and have flushes.
Thank you. I'm buying lunch. Second roll.
Kinsey, how you feeling, man?
So good.
So I really haven't been able to record much, and that's just because the day that we got here, we were told that we were leaving the next day. So how that sequence of events kind of went was we were supposed to fly directly to Guam. However, the pilots diverted to Hawaii. We were there overnight, then flew to Guam. Then we were in Guam for about 12 hours, and then we flew out. So my body's really confused as to what time zone it is. However, today we're gonna go over our kits and then do it all over again. So this exercise is basically to stress the systems. After getting back, my body was so confused that they gave us about a day to relax, and then we ended up deploying the next day to transfer patients to Reno. That was like a 1-hour flight, but it was cool because we got to see Reno's emergency response to the patients. Now, I always preach this, that you need to have some balance. This was just a clip of Travis Air Force Base's CrossFit gym. Oh man, I love their gym, and I also love their track. And again, sometimes I tell you that you don't know who you're gonna run into, because I ran into another friend who I knew from OTS. And it was fun catching up with her because you see the progress of like the people that you surround yourself around, and seeing her progress from, you know, baby nurse or baby lieutenant to where she's at now was amazing. Now the last flight that we did, this one was a pretty long flight. It was a 2-hour flagpole flight. Flagpole flights, basically we just went in circles for about a couple hours, and they ran simulations on the dummies.
Was the monitor, and then, but no surge protector or anything. I don't know.
All right, guys, so that pretty much sums up that exercise that I did. There was a lot of other logistical boring things that I don't want to include in there. It was just the highlights of this exercise, and it was a mock deployment to prepare me for the real deployment coming up, and we'll talk more about that when the time comes. However, if you guys enjoyed this video, please thumbs this video up, and also if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Besides that, I hope you guys are doing well. New video on August 1st. I have that one pre-recorded and it's gonna go up. All right, hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys take care.